Here's a big question for all of you. Where can we find the answer to life's big questions? And if you move down here a little bit, you'll see this is where we find the answer to life's big questions on your digital device. Are the answers in science, philosophy, the Bible? Which of these big questions concerns you the most? What is the meaning of life? Is God to blame for suffering? What happens when you die? Find the Bible's answers to these questions at jw.org. Jehovah's Witnesses. Looking out the window to the sunshine. The Jehovah's Witnesses used to come by my door every summer. I don't know if they make a list of people not to visit or how that works. I would have Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses popping by my door, and I just find that pamphlet there ludicrous. I was in the backyard working when they stopped by, so my wife got it, which was good because I always enjoy a good civil discussion with those guys. I mean, I'll be honest, it's fun to challenge their views because they're trying to push them on me. I would never go to a Jehovah's Witness and try to convince them that they are wrong. I would never do that. Just like I would never go seek out Christians and tell them that they're wrong. Of course, if you run into a discussion with someone, then of course you have the right to bring that up. If someone tells you this is the belief, this is the truth, you have the right to defend your opinion against that. But if they're going to come door to door, they should expect to get some confrontation. And I think for the most part, people are pretty civil. I have never cussed at them or said anything really harsh. I just challenge how they really believe in this stuff. What they believe. How do you think about this? What do you think about this? And why are you so convinced? Usually comes down to faith. But answering life's big questions online, it's just ludicrous to me. Going to a Jehovah's Witnesses website, to even put out a pamphlet like that, to assume that people can go look on your online website to find these answers to life, to me it's just, I don't know. It's as if these people don't think that anybody's ever looked into this before, as if it's something new to people. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses are the worst because they are the most literal Bible interpreters I've ever met. And they're pretty hardcore. But, I have had the Mormons come to my door too, and they're very courteous. I loved having discussions with them. And the last time I had a Jehovah's Witness come, it was this little old lady. And she was very nice, very courteous. And so I was very nice and courteous. And I told her, no thank you, I'm not interested. I don't believe in a literal interpretation of a Satan, of a God. I believe that these things are more complex, that they were put into a format to understand. And the lady would not have it. By the end, she says, she's getting all huffy, and she says, well, what if I, came back and discussed this with you, and had somebody else come back and discuss these with you? Because the questions I asked her about the Bible, she couldn't answer. And I said, if you're going door to door, shouldn't you be able to have these answers? But I said, that's fine, you can send somebody, but I know you won't. Because the last two Jehovah's Witnesses that have come by have said the same thing, and nobody ever came back. And she says, I don't believe that. And I said, well, it's true. And she says, no, Jehovah's Witnesses wouldn't do that. And I said, well, either they did or you're calling me a liar. So one way or the other, it doesn't really matter. But she was so angry when she left. And I wasn't. And I was kind of dismayed. I was like, aren't these people supposed to have so much faith that nothing can stir their faith? And just because a person disagrees, is that a reason to get angry about it? So this is the conflict that we run into when discussing things with dogmatic believers. That if you even challenge one component of the system, the whole thing falls apart for them. And I think that's the hardest thing for people to overcome, is that, to admit that maybe there are portions of what I believe that are true, and maybe there are other portions that are speculation. But coming to your door and telling you, I can give you the answers to the meaning of life and what happens when you die by going to this website. Well, to each his own, I guess. It's a crazy world we live in. Maybe we'll evolve.